Welcome or welcome back to Journey to Peace with me. So, this is my Stuffing Sunday video. I have my money here, I have my wallet, and I have my sinking funds. Y'all ready? Let's get to it. It's my little cheat sheet. What we have here is all of my money laid out. Let me go ahead and start by telling you how I do this if you're new to this channel. And I am going to be making some slight adjustments to the way that I handle my money in 2020. So, number one, I do a realistic budget. I am a Dave follower, but I do modify it for myself. And one of the ways that I modify it is our eating out budget. I understand that Dave says that if you are paying off debt, then you are gazelle intense and you should not see the inside of a restaurant unless you work there. That, for me, some weeks is unrealistic because I am a working mother, a working wife. We have 3 children. Sometimes I forget to meal prep. Sometimes my husband doesn't come home so that he can cook dinner. And sometimes we're just too exhausted. And that is going to leave us spending money on food. So I would rather that we have it budgeted and we don't use it versus not having it budgeted. And then our kids are stuck trying to figure out what we're going to eat, how we're going to make this work. They're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner. Sometimes that's okay because that's what they want. But if that's not what the expectation is for dinner that night, I'm just not going to be a rice and beans kind of girl. I have a video if you're interested in the other kind of ways that I modify the Dave Ramsey's plan, and I'll put that up above. But the other way that I modify it and that you'll see later is I do save for vacations. We cash roll our vacations, but we think it's important to take our children somewhere each year. And so yes, I could pay off a portion of my student loan if instead of putting aside $100 every pay period for vacations, I put that toward debt. I get it. I could do that. I also get with my sinking funds that every dollar outside of what is actually necessary for my 4 walls should go toward debt. I get it. But what happens if I have thrown everything at the debt and it's not an emergency because school pictures aren't emergencies, but we don't have the $40 per child for school pictures? That's where the sinking funds come in. So I'm going to be doing some adjustments. I'm looking into seeing if we can increase our income, my income specifically. So I'm looking for a new job. And when that happens, then you'll see that I'll go back to getting really, really gazelle intense. But for right now, this is what I'm doing. And we're doing our monthly challenges to try and supplement the intensity levels and what we're doing and offset some things. So this month's challenge, February, is Feed Yourself February. So we are going to work and do our best to make sure we are feeding ourselves. So we're going to try not to eat out this pay period and next pay period. So all of February, that's what we're doing. Feed Yourself February. Y'all in? Y'all in? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm telling you early so that you can get your grocery shopping out the way. You can be prepared. All right? So let's get to it. Speaking of feeding yourself, restaurant is our first category up, and restaurant gets $150. That's $100 for the family and $50 for me to eat out. So because we're doing feed yourself, I should not be spending any money at work trying to feed myself. All right, so it's going to get 5 20s, 3 10s, 3 5s, and 5 1s. Let me just count it up, make sure that's 150. Yes. So the goal is at the end, when I come back to you and I do our unstuffing, we should have 150 left over. So I'm going to put that here. Let me bring this up a little bit. So that's going to sit right here in the wallet. All right. Next up is date night. Date night is going to get $75. It's going to get 150, 120, and 15. So as some of you, most of you know, we don't necessarily go on a date every pay period, but we just leave this money here so that whenever we do decide to treat ourselves, we have the money. Gas for me is $175, and that accounts for 3.5 fill-ups. I have a third row SUV, so it usually, when I was doing premium gas, it was taking me $50 per fill-up, and so that's what I continue to budget. It doesn't cost it anymore because I switched to regular after doing some research. It is saving me about $10 to $15 per fill-up by going to regular gas, and so that savings just sits in the checking account, and that is my car fund. So whatever I need for my car comes out of that account, which includes the car insurance. I'm also, contributing from my account into that account, my bank into the separate Capital One account for the car, just for car insurance. So that part you guys don't see. This is not all of my income for the pay period. This is just what I cash out. And then I'm going to go ahead and transfer that to the bank. Groceries is going to get $125 per week or $250 for the pay period. We have a family of 5. $100 per person gets us $500 for the month. And it really comes down to $25 per person per week. Budgeting D helped me figure that out when I was trying to figure out how she was living on $30 a week by herself. But this is it. So this money should be spent because we're doing our Feed Yourself challenge. I'm going to go to the grocery store later on and get everything that we need for the week. So I'm going to try and do some freezer meals or whatever. So if y'all have some good recipes, put them down in the comment section down below for me. Let me know how I can handle this Feed Yourself February. What do you plan on doing? How do you meal prep for the week? All right, so miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is what I spend my money on me. I'm also trying to do some other stuff for myself. I'm on a low buy, which means I'm only buying when I need to replenish something. So the money that I'm spending so far has been on like Founders Day activities, which is nothing that I can replenish. It is, it is just what it is. And then I bought a planner to get my life together, But other than that, I'm trying to stay away from buying new makeup, buying new hair products, because I have enough and I need to use up all of what I have. This is me trying to say stop being a product junkie. So miscellaneous gets $100. It gets 3 20s, 2 10s, 3 5s, and then 5 1s. So then that's going to sit right there and then sit inside of my wallet here. Next up, we have allowance. And this is allowance for all 3 of our children. So my littles, they are 5 and 7. They get $10 each for the pay period. And then my oldest gets $20. So I almost mixed that money up. All right, so this is going to be the girls, and then my son goes in the back. That's how I split them up. And then I'm going to put this in the back right here. If you are wondering where I got my dividers from, I got them from Budgeting D. I will link her somewhere in the video, so if you're interested, you can get your dividers from her as well. All right, so what else goes in my wallet is Tide money. We do have Pack a Pew that's coming up, so that's where my money will go. It's a fundraiser that we do at our church. So this is my Tide money. It's going to sit right here in my wallet. That's $200. And then I give my mother a love offering for watching my children after school. So that's going to be $150 toward her. And then I have my phone bill money that I budget for $80 every pay period. So that's $150, $120, and a $10. So I'm going to do my best not to use this extra money, this extra $30, but sometimes my children end up using this. The $50 is what it really costs for the phone bill every pay period. It's $100 a month. But I go ahead and budget $80 because that's what it used to be. So that's it for inside of my wallet. And next up, we have my sinking funds. So this is where y'all start to leave comments in the comment section about why I'm doing this and, all that stuff. But I just explained that earlier in the video about why I do the sinking funds and why and how I modify. All right, so $100 goes to vacation. And $100 goes into savings. The $100 that goes into savings, I'm happy that I was doing it because that's how we are able, or going to be able rather, to pay off that that tax escrow shortage. But I do realize that because I already have my $1,000 emergency fund, I could put this money toward paying off my student loan or my car. But for right now, I'm going to leave it here because of the unexpected. So what's next is, and here's a change. So gymnastics is going to get 65 now, so it's going to get 150, 110, and 15. So it's going to get folded and sit in the front. Big Girl's aftercare money here. This is 1/2 of her aftercare fee. That's going to go in the front. And then Big Girl is going to get $45 for her laptop. We're saving for a laptop for her. She's going to get $45, and we're going to buy her new laptop when it's time to go to high school, which is in August. So this is going to go in the back here, fold it up. And then everything else is for the little sinking funds. And no, it's not a whole bunch of money, which is why I said I'll just keep doing my sinking funds. because it's only $17 a pay period. It's $123 when you calculate it all together. And so I don't think me saving $123 every pay period is going to make that much of a difference or get me out of paying my student loan or my car any faster than what I'm doing right now. So what's left over when I do my unstuffing videos, then we will probably start going back to being gazelle intense. It'll be so much easier to do that once I have a new job, which I'm looking for, and hopefully I'll get it soon. All right, so my sinking funds account for school, which is everything school related, summer school, summer camp rather, school pictures, whatever they need, lunches, what have you. And then we have home repair, we have Christmas, doctor, birthdays, and then $21 goes to me for personal. And that's it. So I hope you like this video. If you still have any questions about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it, go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one, which I'm going to conveniently place somewhere here for you to go ahead and watch. See you in the next one. And as always, until next time, journey on.